there were 10 former Samsung employees arrested for industrial espionage charges for giving China chipmakers 10 nanometers technology. Executives and researchers allegedly leaked DRAM technology to China-based CXMT, resulting in trillions of losses in Korean won. This is very interesting. People they don't most likely they don't think about this too much, but there is a lot of espionage. There's a lot of uh, protected information that's leaked either by having people working someplace and recruiting them while they're working there, or afterwards, because there is still knowledge, there's still value to somebody who has a good understanding of the way a company works or the processes a company uses. And so this happened in South Korea. So this is why it's South Korean prosecutors that have arrested 10 former Samsung employees who have allegedly leaked 10 nanometer DRAM technology to Changjing Memory Technologies. The 10 individuals are accused of breaking the Act on Prevention of Divulgence and Protection of Industrial Technology, better known as the Industrial Technology Protection Act. Of the 10, 5 are key development personnel, which includes a former executive. Others include section heads responsible for development and research. Prosecutors say that after CXMT's founding in 2016, it recruited executives and key people from Samsung Electronics, which was the only place mass producing 10 nanometer DRAM at the time. That's pretty crazy. 10 people, that's there's a lot of information held in between these all these people. All right, so the leak allowed the CXMT to produce China's first 10 nanometer DRAM in 2023, with prosecutors arguing that the stolen technology laid the groundwork for the Chinese company's advancement in HBM. Allegedly, they began mass production of HBM2 memory in 2024, and it's expected to capture as much as 15% of the market. That is a big chunk, especially if you did not have to expense any of the research and development, and you just gain the profit portion. 15% of the market is a big impact, resulting in trillions of losses in Korean won for both Samsung and South Korea's national economy. Because instead of staying here in South Korea, it is a profit that's going to be exfiltrated into China. I'm sorry. 5 trillion won. One, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three. That's still a lot of money, man. So 1,000. So it's 3.4 billion US dollars. That's a whole bunch of money, guys. That is a whole bunch of money. So this is approximately what was lost by Samsung last year. Wow. 3 billion. That's quite the amount. Reports indicate that a Mr. A former Samsung executive, was in charge of working on the technology for CXMT, while Mr. B, a key employee involved with the research on the technology, allegedly copied information on DRAM manufacturing. They said that B transcribed 12 pages of information manually to avoid detection. That is a lot of information to exfiltrate. That is, and you can imagine this is only what that B person was able to memorize, because semiconductor companies are particularly protective of their information, and that copying files from a computer or photographing them with a smartphone could lead to them being caught. That would be immediate. And so you most likely have these people train their memories just to be able to transcribe information like this to go unnoticed. I'm pretty sure if China could put their hands on the type of people that have those photographic memory, it would be a big win for them in these types of scenarios. That's pretty scary. This isn't the first time that employees of South Korean tech firms have been arrested for stealing information for Chinese companies. A former South Korea Hynix employee was, a former SK Hynix employee was apprehended earlier this year before boarding a flight for China, while another engineer was sentenced to 18 months in prison for attempting to sell information to Huawei. That's crazy. So I guess you get all the scenarios, right? You got a country that's approaching the person. You got a person trying to approach a company. Um, but as you can see here, since this is in a world where nationalism is eroded, people don't mind doing these types of acts, uh, most likely in the belief that they will be provided with lots of benefits, either money or a better position uh, in China or at these other companies. And so to them, it seems worth it. Two former Samsung executives were also arrested last year for allegedly stealing proprietary information and then using that to start their own chip factory in China. You know what this means? These two people, they thought, you know what? It is pretty easy to do. It's not that expensive, and we can make a lot of money. And so only two of them, and they started their own chip factory in China. But since they got caught stealing this information, most likely. Whoa. 3.2 billion worth. Okay, so this was gonna happen with this type of intellectual property. They're gonna just put the whole amount of money that they invested in research and development. So if they spent 3.2 billion to research these 10 nanometers DRAM chips, this is the amount that they're gonna say that is valued for the leak of the information. But honestly, this is not worth any money. And this happened last year as well. This is not worth any money. Uh, you just learn how to do it this way, but the method always existed. And so I think all the knowledge should be shared. But that's another topic. So it's pretty obvious that we're gonna see these types of spying stories, information exfiltration, more and more because it is so valuable. That's unfortunate.